Alright, boys and girls. You might know who Kel'thuzad is, because I've been playing him for about the last 8 hours. But in case you don't know, he's the spooky skeleton man. He has a cat that you can see when you dance. And he does a buttload of damage. If you don't know his abilities and such, his trait is Master of the Cold Dark. So it's a quest. This is your quest thing. You have to gain Blight. To gain Blight, you either hit people in the center with your W or you hit them with your E. Once you get 15 Blight, the cooldown of all your basic abilities is lowered by 2 seconds. So 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. And if you get 30 Blight, you gain 75% spell power. So that's a pretty big spike once you gain 30 Blight. That is huge. So you want to obviously do this as much as possible because the way to get Blight is against heroes. Ideally, you want to be in the 4-man rotation so you're able to skirmish more often. You don't want a solo lane. His abilities are his Q, which is Death and Decay. After 0.5 seconds, you launch an orb that explodes upon hitting an enemy. It deals damage to an area, and then it leaves an explosion that deals damage as well. So it's a skill shot. So you hit something, it smacks it, and it leaves this little circle thing that deals dot damage after. So it actually ends up doing a significant amount of damage if people stay in it. And as you can see, it has a cast time of 0.5 seconds. So he winds up and then he casts it. So you can't, it's like Chromie's Q where you can't move while you're casting it. So you're a little bit vulnerable while casting this. People can hit you. So that's his Q. His W is Frost Nova. You create a Nova that explodes after 1 second. So again, it's another delayed ability, except he doesn't have to cast it on delay. And if they're hit in the center of it, they will be rooted. If they're not hit by the center of it, then they will be slowed by 35% for 2.5 seconds. So, center. So you must hit them in the center circle in order to have them rooted. If you don't hit it in the center, it will not root. So he's not... Wait, I missed. Thinking. Alright, so you didn't get rooted there. It's because his circle. I didn't see his target circle. But yeah, so... Again, for that and Blight, you must hit in the center for Blight. So if you hit it, there's the quest thing. My Blight goes up by a stack. If I don't hit it in the center, no questing, no extra Blight. His E is a chain. It's a double skill shot. So the way this works is you throw a chain. It will latch onto a hero or enemy structure. And if you hit the first one, then you're able to shoot it again within 4 seconds. So first you hit somebody, and then you can chain again. So the way that this works is that... Oh, it's so hard because I only have one dummy. Give me another dummy. Is there a button? No, there's no button for another dummy. Alright, I'm just gonna cheat, and I'm gonna grab the Glacial Spike really quick. I'll talk about talents right after. But the way it works is that if you pull 2 things, so you can use it on both enemy heroes and on structures. Breakout Rexar or Vikings. It's a little bit more difficult. So the way it works is you want to chain someone and then you chain onto another target and it will pull them into each other, assuming that they are both heroes. If one is a structure, then it will pull you all the way to the structure, unstoppable target. So again, okay, I'm gonna say imagine these are 2 heroes, right? And you chain one, then you can chain the other. They will smack and meet in the middle. However, if you chain a guy and then you chain to a structure, then the guy will get pulled all the way to the structure because the structure will not move. Unstoppable heroes are considered like structures for this. So, for example, if this is a Johanna and this is a Malfurion, and I hit the chain on Johanna and then I combo it with Malfurion, they will usually meet in the middle, right? However, if Johanna uses her Unstoppable and then I chain Malfurion, instead of meeting in the middle, Malfurion will get yanked all the way to her. So that's a different thing that you need to adapt to. It's a little bit hard to hit because it's both skill shots, so obviously it's not going to be 2 random dudes not moving at all. So you would have to, you have to predict people. predict people's movements. And then we're just gonna briefly talk about his ults. So he has two ults. One is Frost Blast. It looks like Pyroblast. So you target somebody, it's point and click, you target. There's a big circle around them and it explodes, right? The thing about Frost Blast is this entire circle, and including the target that you hit, everything in here will be rooted. Everything is rooted for 1.5 seconds. The interesting thing about Frost Blast, however, is that the center target takes less damage than the targets around it. So, if this is Johanna, and this is Malfurion, this air is Malfurion, and I hit Johanna with the Frost Blast with Malfurion is in here, he actually takes more damage than she does. So the target that you point and click takes less damage than any targets who are in this circle. So one thing that you can do with Frost Blast, because if you haven't noticed, Kel'thuzad is very much about combos. What thing that you can do with Frost Blast is you can target on somebody, hit chains on them, and then chain another hero. So, for example, it's really hard because I only have one dummy, but if I Frost Blast him, the AoE is huge, right? I chain him, I chain this guy, they get yanked together. The circle is still following him, right? So now that they're stuck together, the Frost Blast will hit both of them. So that's one combo that you can do with Frost Blast, and then obviously you can follow up with Frost Nova, Q, kill them. Pick Viking as an enemy hero. I don't want to actually hit stuff because I'm showing like range indicators. Alright, his second ult, reset talents. His second ult is Shadow Fissure. It creates a fissure anywhere on the battleground. Global, it is global. That explodes after 1.5 seconds, dealing damage to enemy heroes only in the area. So it's a small circle. Looks like about the size of APOC, but it works kind of like Precision Strike where it's only damage and it's global. That's basically it. It looks like APOC, deals damage, a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. So the interesting thing, I forgot to say this, was Shadow Fissure is on a 15-second cooldown. So imagine Precision Strike on a 15-second cooldown that can only hit heroes. And then Frost Blast is on a 100-second cooldown. So that's a lot of Fissure Strikes that you can use. Obviously, because it has the delay in cast, you would combo other things. So the ideal combo, if you are taking Shadow Fissure, is... Okay, this is a little difficult. You E one target. You have 4 seconds to E the second target. So what happens is you basically calculate, predict how the second enemy will move, right? So you have one guy chained. You predict where the second guy will move. You put a Frost Nova directly between them. Then you chain the other dude, and then you Shadow Fissure on top of your Frost Nova. That is the ideal combo, and then you Q afterward. Q right after your R. So, in an ideal situation, if I could hit this with the chain, which I can't, it would be in here, right? So you would E1, W, E second, and then you R in the middle, and then you Q as well. So you do that a lot faster. That way, they get chained in the middle, get rooted immediately, hit by Shadow Fissure, and then hit by your Q. So that is your combo if you're doing it on your own. Obviously, because he's a combo character, he works very well with anyone who stuns, roots, CCs, whatever. Really useful. So he's super strong. This combo deals a buttload of damage. How much does it deal at level 21? 2,000 something damage? 3,000 damage almost? That was total damage with a couple of auto attacks. I didn't really want to auto attack. Okay, this is with no auto attacks. So with no auto attacks, it does a total of 2,562 damage at level 21. No auto attacks. So that's kind of a lot of damage. Oh, I don't have Blight either. You're right. I didn't get Blight yet. Okay, so with Blight at level 22, let me set it at level 20. Oh wait, actually, yeah, I'm gonna actually reset the talents again. So I'm gonna do this with the Q build, in fact. The Q build is a little bit even more insane. So this is gonna be a lot of damage. And we're gonna go reset, complete all the quests. Okay. So this is the full combo at level 20 going Q build. So 8,119 damage. This is full combo Q build with the down return at level 20. Yeah, 8,119 is full combo at level 20 with Q build, full stacks, everything. Alright, let me make sure that I'm not toggled cooldowns, just to make sure. I might have double cast. Okay. This is just to make sure. No toggle cooldown, so I can't double tap something by accident.
Oh, well.
Maybe I double tap. Nope, I didn't double tap anything.
You'll learn something.
Oh my god, hello Tim, thank you for the host. We were just going over Kel'thuzad. Alright, so the final verdict is at level 20, if you are full stacks of blight, Q build with the down return, your full combo is 8,000 damage. So again, that's having your down return out, which means it does Q with you. So this is Chain, Nova, RQ, double Q because of me and the dude. No auto attacks added in, 8,119 damage at level 20. So if you're good at this character, you will literally delete 2 people at once if you're able to hit that chain. So he's insane. He's absolutely insane. Alright, so let me go over the builds. This is one of the builds that I really like. It's the Q build that I was showing you that does 8,000 damage. So the way that it goes is at level 1, you take the Plague Lands. It increases the duration of your Q by 1 second. So instead of 2 seconds of the pool, it's 3 seconds down here. So this lasts for 3 seconds instead of 2, and increases the radius, so it's a little bit bigger. At level 4, usually you take Phylactery. This talent is not only for, you know, your free respawn. I don't usually use the respawn until late game anyway, but passively, it also gives you 10% of spell vamp of your damage. So it does. So this, it's good to have because you heal. You have a little bit of self-sustain. The other talent after that is you go Accelerate Decay. So every time a hero is hit by Death and Decay's pool, they take 20% more periodic damage from Death and Decay for the next 4 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. So that means that the dot gives them a lot more damage, and it also works with the down returns. So that's why it does so much damage. Level 10 is Shadow Fissure, you know, just to combo the extra damage, 720, that's a lot of damage. Well, it says 720, but then I've got Blight for the 75%. Level 13, I think this is a must-have for any build that you go, is Chains of Ice. So your chains, after the stun expires, the 0.5 second stun, expires, they're slowed for 70%. So remember how I told you guys that the combo is really, really hard? It's only hard until level 13. The thing about level 13, this talent, is that they're basically rooted. It is a 70% slow. So instead of having to chain one guy, W between, like, predict W and then chain the second guy so they smack in the center of your Nova, you don't have to Nova first anymore, because they have a 70% slow after they're yanked together. So what you can do is you can just E, and then W, because they're just slowed, so it's easy to hit the center in once they're smacked together. So a lot of his hard to hit combo is immediately removed upon taking this talent at 13. So this 13 talent is ridiculously good, and I think that it probably needs to be nerfed. And then level 16 also gives you a lot of damage. So enemies who are rooted by Frost Nova take an additional somewhat amount of damage. A lot of damage, says 98, but it's definitely increased by Blight. So they take additional damage each time they are damaged by Kel'thuzad during the next 4 seconds. And this includes the dots from his Q. So that's what makes this combo really strong, is that every time that they are hit by like this dot, and obviously you're gonna be dotting twice because you have the down return, every time they're hit by these 2 dots that are just stacked on top of them that's already dealing additional damage, it will deal even more damage with Frost Nova. So this level 16 talent is really strong. So it's like this. So at level 20 with double Q and the Nova, you deal 6,400 out of the 8,100 damage from that combo. So that's the most damage from your combo. It's not even from your other abilities. It's literally because of Frost Nova plus your Q. And then at level 20, you know, the damp returns. This literally doubles your Q damage and you're already stacked on Q. So this is really insane. I think this talent is too strong as well and needs to be nerfed. I think this talent is must take even if you aren't going Q builds. So it's really, really strong. So again, this is one of the talent builds that I really like. This is the Q build. So you go Q talent level 1, phylactery level 4, level 7 you go accelerate decay, level 10 you go shadow fissure. Horse Pants likes frost blast because of the frost blast combo I told you about, where you can blast one dude, chain it to another dude, and that's a, he says it's an insta kill, but I don't agree. I like shadow fissure. Chains of ice, hungering coals, and the down returned. That is the build that I like. This is dubbed the Q build. I just realized that I'm so tired I forgot to go through every single talent. So I think I'm gonna have to tell Adam to like cut the segment and put it in front of the builds. Anyway, I forgot to do that. What Horse Pants says doesn't count ever. Alright, let me talk about the talents. I totally forgot to do that because I was like freaking out about the build. So his talents are the Plague Lens. Increases death and decay's duration by 1 second, and after you get 30 blight, the radius of it is also bigger. There's Blighted Frost, where Frost Nova deals more damage in the center, and after you have 30 blight, it roots longer, so it will be a 1.5 second root after you have 30 blight. And then Barb Chains is, it increases the chains damage, and after 30 blight, it reduces the armor of pulled heroes by 15. So I think all the level 1 talents are decent. I like all of them. I'd pick them in different maps, different situations. At level 4, there is Strip Shields. Pulling a hero with Chains of Kel'thuzad grants him a permanent shield stacking up to 2 times, and additionally, it deals more damage to shields. So it's, I think this talent is, I don't know, it doesn't actually sound that good, and there's, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you really need the bonus damage to shields. Protected, by the way. There's also Phylactery of Kel'thuzad, so once you gain 10 globes, your Phylactery is charged, and you're able to respawn immediately if it is fully charged. So think of it like Malthael's level 20 talent, where he can come back to life, and it requires 10 globes for you to come back to life. However, the main reason why you like Phylactery and why you want to take Phylactery is once it is fully charged with 10 globes, you have 10% spell vamp while it's charged. So basically, you use the spell vamp all throughout early and mid game, and then late game is when you would obviously use it to respawn, or situationally in mid game. Early game, I don't think you need to do it because it's so like the death timers are so low that you won't have to use it. The spell vamp is just really strong. And then the 4th talent is Armor of the Lich King. You activate to gain 50 physical armor for 4 seconds, and nearby enemies take damage and are slowed for these 4 seconds as well. Personally, I've only ever taken Phylactery because it's just so good. However, I do think that Armor of the Lich King can be useful, especially one of the things that Kel'Thuzad is weak against is divey and auto-attacky heroes, so like Illidan, so this would help against that. At level 7, the talents are Accelerated Decay, so each time a hero is hit by Death and Decay's pull, they take more damage. So, oops, I forgot that I had that on quick cast, my brain. So as you can see, the dot damage goes up every time. It goes up, boom, boom. So that's accelerated decay. Glacial spike is you can activate to create a spike that detonates after 4 seconds. And when it detonates, it deals damage to nearby enemies. And the cool thing about it is that it's considered a structure for Chains of Kel'thuzad use. So what you can do with it is you can pull people to it. So you can spike, E your spike, and then pull someone to your spike. Or you can do this as well. You can hit someone with it, then realize you can't hit anyone else, so you put down a spike and pull them to that. And because it acts as a structure, you always know how the dude is gonna get pulled to your spike based on the angle that they're getting pulled. So you can like, you know he's gonna be here, right? So you can just Nova right there, because he gets pulled right against the spike, and he will always be pulled right against the spike. So you can combo your Nova easily. You know he's gonna get pulled right here, because from this angle, that's where he's gonna be pulled. From this angle, he's gonna be pulled here, so you drop the Nova Center right there. And it's just like, it's just useful for, you know, if you're doing single target, you know exactly how they're gonna get pulled. And it's a structure, so it's not as tricky as hitting 2 heroes. Can Avatar hat the spike? No, he can't. I don't think so. And also, as body blocking potential. So for example, if I am fighting an enemy and for some reason they're running past my fort, I can put a spike right here. Oh wait, that's not my spike. I can put a spike right here and they're just like, oh no, I can't go. Something like that. Or it's just like, you're hiding behind your fountain and there's an enemy scary guy chasing you, put a spike down. And he's like, oh my god, I gotta go all the way around to get you. So spike can be useful in that situation. Oh my god, Tom's just making fun of me. I can't handle it. Or, for example, if you're over here and you're getting chased by some bad man and you're gonna do some jiggity jukes, like go down here, you're like, oh my god, he's chasing me. You drop a spike and he's like, holy moly, I've gotta go around the spike. And because you have a spike, you could be like, chained nerd, comboed, you're dead, you know? So spike can be very useful, just saying. So again, spike, you know where the dude's gonna come. You can know with it right there. I didn't even hit the second chain. I was so tired. Don't make fun of me. Oh my god, where's my second chain? Alright. Wait, why am I not okay, there we go. I'm like, why am I not second chaining? Hello? Is it because my toggle cooldown is messing me up? There, I did it for once. Yes, the bad man. So that's what spike is good for. So spike can be really good. And don't forget, and there's more. Call now to get your spike. Buy one, get one free. And there's more. If you put the spike down, remember it actually deals damage. Look, I'm just looking at that man. Spike is exploding. Oh my god, he just took 368 damage right to the side. Feels bad. So that's why spike is good. Anyway, so his other level 7 talent is Chilling Touch. So for every 8 seconds, your next basic attack hits, it's like a little AoE, and it deals spell damage then a physical, and it slows people by 30% for 2 seconds. Honestly, I took this once and I thought it sucked, so I didn't like it. But I don't know, maybe you guys are masterminds and you'll figure out why it's amazing. Alright, at level 10, he has 2 ultimate skills. So there's Frost Blast, where you Pyroblast someone. It's cool. It's a big circle. Everything in this circle will get rooted. The main target takes less damage than stuff in the circle. So if this is Johanna and Malfurion's somewhere over here, Malfurion will take more damage than Johanna. As you can see, the impact in the center takes 168 damage, and the dudes around take 461 damage. Boom, 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 boom. Although we already talked about ults, so moving on. His other ult is Shadow Fissure. I told you all about that. I'm sure you think it's great. It's a precision strike. Global, 15 seconds. Small like APOC, about the size of APOC. Precision strike, can't hit anything but heroes, so there's a delay. So it's just like, it's like an APOC size precision strike that only hits heroes on a 15-second cooldown. That's what it is. they had a child and this is what happens. Alright, at level 13, I'm gonna say don't look at any talents except Chains of Ice. These talents actually don't exist, so Chains of Ice only. I guess I'll talk about them. So Icy Grass increases the duration of Frost Nova's slow by 1.5 seconds. So it slows for 4 seconds, 35%. Incredible. Chains of Ice, however, once the miniature stun is done, the enemy is slowed by 70% for 1.25 seconds. That's basically a root. Just get this. It's really good. And then Chain Link is if you pull 2 heroes together with Chains of Kel'thuzad, then it reduces its cooldown by 4 seconds. So it will be on a... so it's -2 from 30 Blight, so that's 10 seconds. And then -4 by Chain Link, so that's 6 seconds. However, this is really hard to land because you must pull 2 heroes. So just go Chains of Ice, it's busted. Level 13, there are a couple of talents. So there's Q. Every time you hit your Q, its cooldown is reduced by 1.25 seconds. So you can literally Q like 20 times. However, Hunger and Cold, I think, works better in conjunction with Q because if they're rooted by the center, every time they take damage by Kel'thuzad, they will take even more damage for the next 4 seconds. So that does include all this dot. So this, every time this dots, it would go, the Frost Nova center root thing will also increase the damage. So root, Q, and then the damage is increased. Wow, look at that damage. Amazing. Wow, just incredible. That's the coolest thing. And then Power of Ice Crown is stunning, rooting. Wait. Hold on. Did that actually I didn't take it. That's why I had to wait, because I didn't take it. See, sorry. It does 2,366 damage if you use the Frost Nova, compared to 1,307. So the difference, it's about 1,100 difference, and the Frost Nova itself does 400? Okay. That's still good. That's still really good. That's 700 damage increased by hitting them with the center of the Nova, not including Nova's damage. So that's 7 ticks of damage then? Well, it's not technically 7 because it's increased by Blight. Wait, no, I don't have Blight. Okay, so that's 7 ticks of extra damage. Okay, that's pretty good. And that's only with 1 Q. And then at level 20, talents are Death Chill. So your Frost Blast root, when a Frost Blast root expires, it slows them additionally for 3 more seconds. And then people killed while under the effects of Frost Blast instantly release another Frost Blast. So you can have a lot of Frost Blasts. And then there's Might of the Scourge. So hitting a hero with Shadow Fissure resets its cooldown. Let's turn off the toggle. So we currently have a 15-second cooldown on it, right? But if you hit people, wait the 10 seconds. Just wait for it. If you hit a hero, it will reset it. So you can potentially kill that Abathur across the map because you don't like him. So it gets reset, so you can do it again. Oh hey, you can do it again. And this is with no cooldowns toggled, which means this is exactly what it does in game. So if you see an Abathur and you don't like him, maybe you take this talent and you kill the Abathur because you're rude like that. So you can kill Abathur like this. His other level 20 talent is Shifting Malice. So you activate to dash forward and it deals damage to enemies in the path, and takedowns reset the cooldown of it. So it is a it's not actually that long. Wow, spooky. Oh my, oh, that's a really long cooldown there. Alright, I'm gonna say don't take this. 240 seconds? I guess takedowns reset the cooldown, but that's really long. This is a really long cooldown. 240 seconds for this. I feel like you'd use this to like live life though. I don't know, I'm not liking it. However, we can do this instead. Okay, I'm gonna take different talents.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Alright, so the down return, I'm gonna complete my quest. So the down return is you make a spooky little friend. Oh, wait, that's not the down return. You make a spooky little friend and he does all your cues. So it's like Chromie's thing. They intersect where your mouse is, where your pointer is, basically. So it intersects, as you can see. He's a little buddy. His Qs do full damage, so it's a full Q. So this is really strong. I think you can still take this even if you're not Q build, because the siege damage potential of this is actually really strong. At around level 20, if you're going Q build and you do this to a structure, a turret will die in 3 total Qs. So one of, like, this is considered 2, and then 1 more will kill a tower. So it's actually really strong. So I think you would take the dab return basically always, because the little buddy is strong. Also on top of that, no cooldowns toggled, right? 15-second cooldown on him. 15-second cooldown, however, look at this. He's lasting. Look at, he's still alive. 5 seconds left. Wow, he's still alive. Wow, look, my friend. Oh no, my friend is gone. Wait, he's back. 100% uptime. 100% uptime, 100% Q damage. He's busted. You can't even kill him. I don't think he has a health bar, so he's always there. Does a little buddy dance? Wait, that's a really good question. Hold on. No, he doesn't dance. Wow. I guess don't take him anymore. No, I'm kidding. But this guy, he has 100% cooldown and he deals 100% damage with Q. So he's, I think he's really, really strong. So I like to take him in every game, basically. Alright. So I went over the Q build earlier, and then this is the other build that I like. It's not as siege heavy or as bursty as Q build, but I think this build is a little bit stronger early game. So this is what I like to take. Level 1, I usually take Blighted Frost, but I also like Barb Chain. This is for the not Q build. So I take one of these two. Deals more damage in the center, or they lose armor, and they're also read a little longer. So I like either one of them. I should probably figure out which one does more damage. Probably the Barb Chains, honestly. So I might go Barb Chains instead of Blighted Frost. I haven't decided what the level 1 I like for this is. Level 4, I still go Phylactery. Level 7, I like Glacial Spike. So the reason why I think this build has more utility, and it's stronger early game, and it's also stronger in 1v1 situations because you have something to chain to. You have the Mastermind talent where you can like totally use your Glacial Spike and, you know, get away from bad situations, stuff like that. You can chain dudes to the Glacial Spike, not be and combo off your Glacial Spike solo. You know, he doesn't have to be with any of his friends, and you can still combo his butt. Because a lot of times in games you might go up to a bad guy and be like, well, I hit you with your chain, but what do I do now? Because you don't have Glacial Spike. That's how I feel when I use the Q build. So Glacial Spike can be really good for that because you can chain him to something if you're in a solo situation. I like taking Shadow Fissure because I just like the wombo combo potential of everything. It just deals a lot of damage. So Spike. I just like the combo potential. I guess this one's a little bit weaker. Hold on. I actually kind of want to see how much damage it does. Alright, so this build does 6,943 damage compared to the other one, which was 8,119. So you can think about the 8,000 damage against structures, so it'd be about 7,000 something minus Shadow Fissure because you can't do this to structures. I don't know, it's still really strong, and I like the potential that you can, you know, ruin people's, oops, I forgot to chain, that you can ruin people's days solo. The other reason why Glacial Spike is good is because in a chasing situation, like I definitely can't reach this guy, right? I can't reach him. He's he's too far. So you can throw down a spike and then pull him to you so you can actually combo. So that's one other good thing about Glacial Spike. And it's easier to hit than hitting two people because... Oops. It's easier to hit than with two people because the spike doesn't move, you know? So it sets up stuff for you better, in other words. So this is a good build. And I also really like Glacial Spike on maps that have tiny chokeholds. Like, Cursed Hollow is my favorite so far to have Glacial Spike. You don't have... Oh, I don't have Blight. No, I do have Blight. So... I really like it on Cursed Hollow because areas in Cursed Hollow, like there's a lot of corridors that are only this size, so it's literally a Tassadar wall and people can't get past this area. So it's good on small corridor areas, Wells has small corridor areas. I think I tried it on Infernal Shrines and maybe BOE as well. So this can be really useful for that. Like you can literally stop, you can divide people. Think of it as a miniature Tassadar wall that you can chain folks to. Tomb of the Spider Queen? I think I don't know. I would have to think about that one for Tomb of the Spider Queen because most of that is around the turn-in area. What 16 talent did you take? Hunger and Cold. So level 10 I take Shadow Fissures for combo. 13 Chains of Ice I think is needed in every single builds because it's a 70% slow. They're basically rooted, makes your combo so much easier and it's just too good. 16 I like Hunger and Cold because it increases your damage output by quite a bit with your Q ability. I think it gives you 7 ticks with Hunger and Cold with just the Q. So that's really good, and that's with 1 Q. If you add the dam return then that's doubled. And at level 20 I like the dam return because Little Buddy is busted too. So those are the two builds that I like. So basically the difference between these two builds is at level 1 Plague Lands and at level 7 Accelerated Decay. So that's the main difference. I would say the main difference is just Glacial Spike. Because Glacial Spike lowers your damage by a lot compared to Accelerated Decay. But I think you can still one-shot people and Glacial Spike gives you a ton of utility. And it allows you to fight 1v1 or catch people, you know, again, like if you're chasing some guy and you can't reach him, he's just out of reach, drop a Glacial Spike, you can E again, combo like that, because you pulled him to you. You can't do that if you don't have Glacial Spike, so that's why I like it. So definitely a lot of utility on this. I think the 1 talents are all good, so it's hard for me to pick what's best for this build. It might just be Barb Chains, I'm not sure.